Hi, this is Gideon Shalwick, and you're listening to the Dealer Playbook podcast.
You're dialed in to the Dealer Playbook podcast, where it's all about winning auto dealer strategies that deliver proven results. And now your hosts, Robert Weissman and Michael Cirillo.
Hey there. Thank you for listening to the Dealer Playbook podcast, session 48, where we sit down and have conversations with entrepreneurs, experts from within and out of the auto industry for you, today's automotive professional. My name is Michael Cirillo, and I'm joined by my partner in crime, Mr. Robert Weissman. What's going on, pal?
What's up, brother? How are you?
Doing well, man. And couldn't be more thrilled to introduce our car peeps to the guest we have today, guy by the name of Gideon Shalwick. Our second week in a row with an Australian. But this guy, you know, you and I have been following him for quite some time now, and I attribute a lot of the things that I've learned. I mean, he was my first exposure to a lot of this online marketing stuff, you know, back years ago. And, you know, just a perfect example of somebody who has applied, you know, principles of personal branding and video creation and seen incredible success. And now he helps so many other people do that. You're going to hear later on in the show, after all of these power bombs of information that you can put into use right now, about a tool that you can also use that he uses that will just make the whole YouTube and video creation and advertising process much more efficient. But more on that later. Robert, you've been connected to him or been following him for a while.
Yeah.
Like I mentioned, what's kind of your big standout with this guy?
Well, I got to, I connected with him and started, following his content early, and before he broke out to where, to the level of success
Superstar
he is
status.
today. Yeah. And it was easier to engage with him and get, FaceTime with him. And he taught me, one of my early influencers and, guys that, really steered my thoughts on video marketing and, strategies that I put in for myself and for dealerships. But he's great. He's a cool dude, man, and he knows his stuff, and he's been doing it for a while. So this is exciting. I think everybody's going to get a lot of value here. So, if you're driving, don't worry about trying to write anything down, because this is always available on iTunes or on the dealerplaybook.com, so you can rewind it as many times as you need.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So without further ado, let's jump into our sit down here with Gideon Shalwick. Here we go. All right, and we are sitting down now with somebody who Robert and I have been following for quite some time, who's influenced a lot of the things that we believe in and actually put into practice. So we're thrilled to introduce our guest today with you. He's a self-confessed YouTube junkie and loves anything to do with video marketing and building a global audience using video. He's the co-founder of vroll.com, which we'll link to in the show notes, and he's the world's first ever YouTube video ads management platform. Okay, that's what VRoll is. To completely automate and optimize the whole YouTube video ad creation process and allow everyday businesses to start leveraging incredibly affordable but extremely targeted traffic on YouTube. He's also freely shares his knowledge about video marketing at GideonShalwick.com. So there you have it. His name, Mr. Gideon Shalwick. Thank you so much for being on the show with us today.
Awesome. Great to be here, guys. Looking forward to the call.
Yeah. So like I said, Robert and I have been following you for quite some time in the very, ethical online kind of way, not the creepy kind of way. And like I said, I had to preface that, of course. So, and like I've said, we've put into practice a lot of the things that you've taught through your YouTube videos. And, all we can say is that they work. But I kind of want to turn this over to you for the member of our audience who has perhaps not been exposed to you. Can you give us an example from your own experience what YouTube and video marketing has been able to do for you?
Yeah, absolutely. I'll perhaps take an example that I helped a friend with a few years ago, just after the global financial crisis. He approached me and he said, Gideon, I'm struggling with my business. He was a local magician, so he was doing gigs around the city. And he said, I'm struggling because with this GFC thing, a lot of the companies are cutting down on their budgets for gigs like this, magic gigs, and I need something to leverage what I'm doing. And I said, okay, well, let's do something together. So we actually formed a partnership, and we started the YouTube channel. I said, okay, let's, from my point of view, this is back in 2009. I said, from my point of view, the quickest and easiest route to getting a global audience, not just a local audience, a global audience, is to go on YouTube and create some videos there, build an audience, build a relationship with them, and see what happens. So I said, let's try this for a month and see what we see coming from it. Within a month, we had so many views and subscribers that we thought, hey, there's definitely something here, and it gave us the signal to go ahead. So that was 2009. Today, the business is sitting on over 270,000 subscribers on YouTube. I forget how many millions and millions of views. I think maybe getting close to 30 million views or something like that.
Wow.
And, the channel now is, if you do a search for free magic tricks, it's the #1 channel on YouTube in the world for free magic tricks. And, to think that we went from just one little individual, not little, but, an individual working locally in a local area and being able to build a global audience using a place like YouTube is just incredible. It is just incredible. And of course, that's talking on a global level, but you can, of course, go much more narrow than that as well and just completely own a space. I mean, if you can own a space globally, why not go more locally and own a local space as well? So that's pretty exciting.
Yeah, it should be easier to accomplish too, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's really powerful, because I think, sometimes we have this misconception that it only works for a few people. But you've given us this example of a friend of yours who's been able to apply these tested and true, YouTube marketing videos or video creation, strategies to now look at the audience, build an audience. And I think that's so relevant for those listening in, because they're struggling to build a brand, and they're struggling to build their expertise and authority. Undoubtedly, somebody that has 270,000 subscribers and a global audience with 30 plus million, YouTube views becomes that expert. What has happened to your friend or their business as a result of these videos?
Oh, well, it just skyrocketed. It went through the roof. I think what was interesting was that it's the flow-on effects that happen when you build an authority like that. It's not necessarily just your existing products and services that grow, but it's also the other opportunities that come available, because you get lifted onto a totally different level, a total different platform where a lot more people can see you. And, when JJ, for example, approaches a potential new client now, all he has to do is say, hey, just check out my YouTube channel. And immediately it gives that instant credibility that, he's a player, he knows what's going on, and he's got credibility to perform. So, so much so that, more recently, JJ's been asked to host some of the biggest events here for YouTube in Australia. There's one coming up very soon, and he's going to be I'm not sure if he's going to be hosting that, but it sounds like they're talking about it at least. Those sort of opportunities would never have come his way if he didn't build a presence on a place like YouTube. So,
I love that.
Just applying that back to, say, car dealerships or people working in the car industry, you could be building your own profile, very similar to, I guess, what Robert did with his personal brand there. Mm-hmm. And when you're dealing with people and they have any sort of question about your integrity or credibility, and they come across your YouTube channel and they can experience you and they can experience your business before doing business with you, I mean, that's just incredible. When you think about what makes people buy, what makes that transaction take place, it's a combination of three things. You need, first of all, a person or an audience that you can that's going to do the transaction or make the transaction. You also need an offer for that person right? You need to be making an offer to that person. But then you need the third ingredient, which is just incredibly important, which is that of trust. You remove the trust from the equation, and there's no transaction that will ever take place. Mm-hmm. So looking at YouTube as a trust building exercise is incredible. So obviously, yes, you can build the audience with YouTube as well, and through your YouTube channel you can also make offers. But we normally do it behind the scenes, through email or a bit later on down the process. But certainly from a trust building perspective, there's not much that can beat it, and I'm not actually sure that there's anything that can beat having a really awesome presence on YouTube for building trust with the audience.
I couldn't agree more. I mean, you think about it, you see some of these YouTube celebrities who have more viewership than some of the, primetime television series that play on TV these days.
Man, I got my kids watch this guy named like Tobackus or something, and he does like these Minecraft like cartoons, and he's singing songs like parody songs, and they're like 50, 80, 100 million views on individual videos. I mean, 40,
That's
50,
incredible.
It's unbelievable.
Yeah. That's incredible. So let me ask you this. I mean, from your vantage point now in helping others and yourself achieve incredible success, what are some, tips that you have for our audience, those listening in, that they can apply straight away to start building their brand and start building their credibility on YouTube? Where would you suggest they start? And then, later on, I'd really like to pick your brain on the VRoll.com thing you guys have going on and the value of ads. But first, I really want to start with the getting started. For somebody that says, yes, okay, I'm ready and willing to make big things happen, and I know video's the way, where do they start?
I think the place to start is with your audience that you want to attract and really getting to know them. So if you're already in business and you understand who your target audience is, that's really a massive step in the right direction. So, and just being aware of that and acknowledging that's the most important thing when you're thinking about building a presence on a place like YouTube. It comes down to really knowing them so well, and knowing what kind of content they would love to see from you. That's the beginning of all of it. So if you don't have a great handle on who exactly it is you want to attract and that you want to target, you got to do some work on that and get real good clarity on that. Because then the next stage, you can't do the next stage unless you have that first thing in place. So the next thing is to ask yourself the question of, what is it that they want to learn from you or see from you? What kind of videos do they want to watch from you? And what kind of videos would they want to watch that would bring them closer to you as a customer? Get them closer to that point of making a transaction with you. There's this thing called ZMOT on the internet, or Google, I think, came up with it a few years ago, and it stands for Zero Moment of Truth. Mm-hmm. Which is basically at the point where people start researching your product or service. This before you even know that they exist. They're already in there on YouTube or on Google researching your product or service. And so I guess when they're buying a car, they might, first of all go on YouTube and type in something like the model of the car, and then review or a test drive or something like that, and just to see what's happening on there. So that's on that ZMOD kind of stage. Maybe they're at the stage a bit further along where they're going, okay, I know which car I want, but now I want to know which dealership I should go to. Maybe they now go and research the dealership. Maybe they even go on YouTube and type in the name of the dealership or the area that they live in, and then dealership. Maybe it's Detroit dealership, or I don't know what's a smaller suburb there in the States, but the name of the suburb or area, and then dealership, or where can I buy a car, or whatever it is. And then if you're on YouTube and you're ranking for those sort of keywords and they find your videos, that's a fantastic way to bring them a bit closer to you. And then maybe the next stage, they come and see you in the shop and they want to look at the car or give it a test drive. And then from there on, maybe they go ahead and purchase. And then there's afterwards, well, after purchase, what do? Maybe there's more content, more kind of videos that you can use to build that relationship even further. Because they might want to buy another car, or they might have a friend who wants to buy another car, or they might know someone who wants to buy a fleet of cars. So there's it's starting from the zero moment of truth, and then looking at the whole customer buying cycle, and asking yourself the question throughout this cycle, what kind of videos would my ideal customer or client want to watch and want to see from me, and then creating that content specifically for those people and for those specific stages that they're in throughout that whole process.
Awesome. And so that really makes up a really robust kind of organic YouTube strategy.
Yes,
building an
absolutely.
audience. So,
Yeah.
And is there a way to, is there a way inside of YouTube to find out or help identify what kind of videos you should be making?
There's a few little things you can do. I mean, just within YouTube, you could use just the normal search tool, where you normally search for videos. When you type in a keyword in there, let's see, if I type in, for example, right now into the search bar, car dealer. If I just type in car dealer, YouTube will automatically show a bunch of different other keywords that relate to that keyword phrase. So, for example, I'm seeing here now, car dealer prank. So maybe, I don't know if, obviously people are searching for that, but you got to decide whether you want to go down that route or not. This one comes up for car dealership. One comes up for car dealership pizza guy, car dealership database, car dealership ads, car dealer secrets, car dealership prank again, and then car dealer ad and car dealership commercial. So there's like 10 results or something. Now, if I go and type in space after car dealer and the letter A, it'll come up with a different list. Now I see car dealer ad, car dealer auction, car dealer advertising. Now I can do car dealer space B and see what comes up. Now I see a different list: car dealer badger, Brazilian car dealer prank again, Borat car dealer, etc. So I can go through the whole alphabet there and very quickly see what people are searching for.
And that goes for like makes and models. They could put 2015 Hyundai
Right.
Sonata A, Hyundai Sonata B, and then basically
Correct.
from that list, it gives you a good idea if there's a good title in there, something that if you don't want to go, like you said, the car dealership prank route, then you can kind of make it, create your videos around those topics, right?
But you could even leverage the concept of car dealer prank, especially if a lot of people are searching for it, and you could create a video that was like, maybe it's a really awesome special that you want to promote, and you say, hey, look, this isn't a prank, this is legit. I mean, I think of that dealership on April Fool's Day in, where was it, New Zealand? I think it was, no, not New Zealand, South Africa or one of those. And they put an ad in the paper that said, hey, come in. The first person that asks for Tom is going to get a special whatever. And so the first people that came in said, hey, are you Tom? And he said, yeah, I'm Tom. And guess what? Did you bring a car in? Yeah, we brought a car in. Well, we now own your car and you get to drive away in this Mercedes. And so I'm thinking of even ways that you could leverage the things that people are searching for into maybe some creative ideas of video.
That's it.
Videos.
It's a matter of how creative you can get, basically.
Yeah, it's a beautiful place, and the opportunities are, well, it's almost infinite. It really almost approaching that infinity line, or I'm not. Well, it's not infinity. You can't really define it, can you? But it's huge. There's 300 hours worth of video gets uploaded every single minute to YouTube. It is
Wow.
insane. If you in one day's time, I think it's 18,000 days worth of videos that get uploaded every day. 18,000 hours. So if you were to binge watch that, I think it would take you 49 years to just watch one day's worth of uploads. It's incredible.
That's so incredible.
It's just that's just one day, right? And so every single day there's that same amount of video getting uploaded to YouTube, and all of them has different keywords. All of them are different, all sorts of different niches and topics and interests, anything you could imagine. It's incredible. So there's really almost limitless opportunity there to play around with, and that's just the organic side. When we start talking about the paid advertising side, you all of a sudden get a lot more leverage, because now you can say, all right, let's look at what's already on there like you say, with a prank video, and then just say, let's just show our video ad in front of that video, and leverage, all the traffic that video is already getting. So there's a ton of really awesome stuff you can do with that.
And is that kind of the concept? Is that what you're referring to is the pre-roll video, correct?
Yeah, those skippable videos in the front of a video. When you're on YouTube and you want to watch a video, and then a silly ad shows up in front first. Those ones. We found a way to make them super relevant and get most people to actually not skip the video and watch the video and click the video and visit our website. So,
and that's something I was.
Gideon,
yeah, go ahead.
And Gideon, tell them the best part about it is they're pretty inexpensive too, aren't they?
Oh yeah, these views, you can get them for very cheap. It obviously depends a bit on the industry you're in and the niche you're targeting and how many other people are bidding against you. But we're seeing things like quite often 4 cents a view. Some people are saying like 1 cent a view, but I'm not sure how targeted they are often. But certainly up to 10 cents a view is very common. But once again, it depends on your industry you're in and how competitive in a video or area you're targeting as well.
Gotcha.
And so is this the concept of V-roll? We talked a little bit about in the intro how it's a management platform for your YouTube videos. Can you maybe walk us through, we kind of started there, some of the benefits of going the paid ad way on YouTube versus organic, or should they complement one another?
Well, I think ultimately they need to complement each other. There's pros and cons with both of them. The massive pro with going organic and building an organic channel and lots of free content is that over time you build something that is extremely valuable. Because you can build it around a brand, and you build an authority channel that helps you rank over the long term, and it can send you continual new audiences and new traffic and leads and sales over time. The only trouble is that it takes time. It can take a long time. And Robert, you probably can vouch for this as well. I don't know how long it took you to really get nice traction with your channel. Yeah. Sometimes you can strike it like we did with the magic niche. We picked a really good niche there, or niche, like you guys would say. Sometimes it's a bit slower, and sometimes your industry is still developing on YouTube, and not enough people are on it just yet. And so you got to grow with the market. So it can take time. With video ads, a massive advantage there is the shortcut in time. The shortcut in time to get in front of an audience and to get views and to get traffic back to your site very, very quickly. I mean, we're talking here, if you're using the V-roll tool in particular, the V-roll platform, you can get your ad up and running within the hour. Or I normally do it. I normally time myself when I show people, and it's around about 14 minutes or so, and then it's up and running on AdWords, ready to rock. You can, and then you can get views and traffic very, very quickly. Another big advantage with paid YouTube ads is that you can get in front of any audience that you desire. So, like we talked about before, there's a really popular car dealership prank video out there. In fact, let's do a quick search for that. Let's see car dealer prank, right? Since people are searching for it, let's see what comes up. All right, so the top video that comes up, it's not as big as I thought it would be, because the pranks normally get more, but this particular one has 53,000 views. Okay. About 1 year, so over the last year. Okay, so you could potentially show your ad in front of that video. There's another one here, a little bit further down, called Spray Painting Cars Prank. So, that's got 3.4 million views on it. So maybe you could show your ad in front of that one. There's another one further down that's got like, I don't know if this is, this might be, this is not an ad, I'm not sure, but this one says Jeff Gordon Test Drive 2 Pepsi Max, some sort of a video from Pepsi. That's got 18 million views on it. I'm going to click on it and just see if they're running an ad in front of it. So that particular one's not monetized. So you probably can't show an ad in front of it. But the point here is that you can handpick videos or a set of videos that you can show your ad in front of and get in front of the exact audience that you want to show your video to. And that is incredibly powerful. And that's one of the reasons why we're getting such good results with our platform, is because we are so good with the targeting. The tool that we created for that helps you just find the exact videos to show your ad in front of, and that makes a big difference.
And being with something like the vehicle purchase, that they travel through so many different research steps. You know, there's the broader search, then there's this search. So depending on the video you get in front of them at, you know, you know exactly what to say to them there, you know, at that stage of the, you know, the process that they're at. Because then you can go to like a Motor Trend or one of those car magazines to one of their sites. They're probably running pre-roll. And then if somebody's searching for like the review on the 2015, whatever, you could put something in there about saving, you know, whatever, you know, an ad referring to one.
Absolutely. I mean, you could, there's other cool things that you can do. For example, you can even target channels, whole channels for your ads. You know, for example, if I do a search using our tool now, this is using our tool. You can't do this on YouTube, but if I do a channel search for just cars, right, just to see what channels are showing up just for when I do a search for cars, and if I sort by subscribers. Okay, so this is interesting. The top one that comes up is Disney Car Toys. They've got 1.7 million subscribers. So that might not be fully appropriate for a car dealership. The second one is also another Disney one. But the third one is called Mighty Car Mods. And they've got 1.2 million subscribers and over 146 million views on their channel. They've got 218 videos on their channel. And so what I can do here, for example, is go and extract all those videos on their channel and run my ad in front of those videos, if they monetize, that is, of course. I'm just going to have a quick look at that one, because that, you know, that might be a good one to show your ad in front of. Let me just have a quick look here. So I'm looking at, oh yes, so they do. I just looked at their one of their latest videos. It's called Grabs the 11-Second Car Part 11. And there's a little video ad that pops up in front of it. So you could definitely show your ad in front of those videos.
Think of how powerful it would be from like the service and fixed operations standpoint, where like somebody's searching on there how to change my oil on a 2014 whatever. Oh, then you have a video, dude, why are you wasting your time changing your oil? Come down here for $19.99 immediately before you mess your car up.
You got it.
Like here.
You can do and you can do some really cool things like that. You can have it very targeted towards the topic of the video, and you can also have it very targeted towards the location. You know, if it's someone in, I don't know, Kentucky, or maybe, I don't know what a local suburb is once again, but you could target right down to that, or even a city, and say, you know, I remember when the video, not the video, the movie for Transcendence came out. I'm not sure if you guys saw that with what's his name? Edward Scissorhands.
Johnny Depp.
Johnny Depp. Yeah, Johnny Depp.
Yeah.
And they had these ads for the movie, and they targeted by city. So I was sitting here in Brisbane, and then the ad came out saying, "Are you in Brisbane? Are you feeling?" I was just saying, "Are you feeling lonely or not lonely? What was it? Are you in Brisbane?" And it's something along those lines, you know, sort of that made me feel it was kind of eerie, you know, in a way. But it's like my first response was, oh yeah, I am in Brisbane. How do they know I'm in Brisbane? And, you know, they probably ran that exact same ad, but just for Los Angeles or for New York or for wherever, you know. And that way you can, if you know where they are, you can tailor your ad towards something like that as well. Plus the content of the video too.
And it's so powerful, and, you know, like what you just said, getting your attention, you know, through that hyper targeting of an ad. So this is very valuable, you know, for anybody who wants to either build a brand or increase the exposure of their dealership, products, services. You heard Robert say, like your fixed ops or your, you know, any of your service or parts or anything that you have, you can get in front of, you know, targeted, relevant consumers. And then, of course, give them messaging that's relevant to them, that will resonate with them. And so you're saying Gideon, that's something you mentioned. You're using your tool vroll.com. That's something that they get in your tool that they wouldn't get through YouTube's standard kind of ad platform.
Well, so the YouTube ad platform is basically more just a place where you place your ad, right? It's not they don't really provide.
It's like AdWords basically for you, but for YouTube.
Exactly,
right? Yeah.
Exactly. So,
Got it.
so VRoll is a tool that complements that, and the first thing that it helps you with is with the targeting, and it just you can find basically, instead of just one video or one channel, you can find hundreds or thousands of videos and channels to show your ad in front of within seconds. I mean, if I just do give me a model name of a car that you think is popular or something like that.
2015 Toyota Camry.
So if I go Toyota Camry, 2015. Did you say?
Yeah, I mean, year doesn't matter. I mean, just search it.
All right. So if I do a search using our tool, it brings up all the keyword phrases that people are currently searching for that relate to that. And there's a ton. There's probably at least 100 that I'm seeing here. Immediately it spits it out. And then I can go and sort it by essentially the most popular to least popular keyword phrases. And from there, I can then say, all right, now let's look at the most popular ones and build me a list of videos that come up for those keyword phrases. So, for example, this one that comes up here is Toyota Camry 2015 advert. So it seems like a lot of people are searching for that. I can now click on a button here and instantly build a list of 240 videos that rank for that keyword phrase.
Now, are those all monetized? They're all set up for monetization too.
No.
Okay.
Unfortunately, YouTube doesn't provide us with that level of access to see whether all those videos are monetized or not. But it doesn't matter because of the sheer bulk of links that we get for people. Mm-hmm. The other thing to keep in mind is that quite often the videos on that list, even though some of them may not be monetized now, doesn't mean they won't be monetized tomorrow. Mm-hmm. So because it's all up to the user of the channel whether they want to have those videos monetized or not. So it's important, I think in any case, to keep them in there. And it doesn't matter when you eventually get them into AdWords, because if it's not monetized, they just don't get any views. You don't get penalized for them or anything like that. So it's no problem.
Cool.
Super awesome stuff. I think.
Tools,
yeah, I think that's a powerful tool. I'm going to be checking that out here after the show. Anything that will help you become more efficient and bridge the gap between you and a relevant audience, I think is so powerful. And that's exactly what it sounds like you've created there at VRoll. So I'm definitely going to be checking that out. Gideon, I wanted to thank you for being on the show today. Such valuable information that I know those listening in will see valuable. Some great nuggets that you've delivered that we can take instant action on, and of course the introduction to VRoll, which I think will help a lot of people understand better what people are interested in, and then the opportunities that they can leverage to get in front of either a global audience or a local audience, which I think is so powerful. So thank you so much for being on the show with us today.
You're very welcome, and thanks for having me. It was great chatting to you guys again.
Yeah, brother. Thanks a million, man. All right, and that was again Mr. Gideon Shalwick. For you listening in that hasn't been exposed to him, like Michael said earlier. Michael, we knew he was going to deliver. I know he's got great info.
Yeah, just so well spoken. You can tell by listening to him that that he knows what he's talking about, and more importantly, that he's experienced and helped others experience some incredible success. And I think that's one of the big things, especially this day and age. There's so many people out there that say they're experts and offer a lot of, theory, but it's important to know who to listen to. And the best way to do that is to follow and take advice and listen to people who have achieved the results by doing the things they teach you. And that's what I get from Gideon. I mean, YouTube is a very, very public platform. So you'd be able to tell if this guy didn't know what he's talking about. I mean, you look him up and there's only 10 video views on average, but it's not. It's millions, right?
And there's a reason why he's some of our earlier influences, because he was there, like he was in our face and he was good. That compelled us. We found him and he, compelled us, kept us coming back. And that's what it's all about, man. Awesome stuff, man. I feel I was just smiling and thinking, man, like somebody that I've been following for so long and have gotten so much value from him over the years. It's like, man, I can't believe I get to, hopefully somebody out there hasn't heard of him, and I'm like, we're putting them on to him for the first time. It's awesome.
It's kind of funny. I mean, you remember we used to say this all the time earlier on in the episodes of the show. We're like, man, the biggest benefit of doing the show is that we get to speak to these people firsthand and learn from them. And certainly that's the case with Gideon. So
I'd do this with the recorder off any day of the week, man.
Oh, you kidding me? Yeah. Of course. Absolutely. So do me a favor. Check out thedealerplaybook.com/48. Okay, www.thedealerplaybook.com/48. Check out the show notes. We're going to link you up, and actually we'll be able to get you connected to V-Roll, which is the tool that he talked about. That's going to help you take your business within the business to the next level. It doesn't matter if you're the dealership or a BDC, fixed ops, or a sales individual, or just somebody who wants to brand themselves. You can use this tool to absolutely help you dominate the web, dominate your market, and dominate video. So we'll hook you up with the link to that in the show notes. So definitely check those out. Also, you know what? We'd love to hear from you. Your feedback is so important to us. It's what powers this whole show. We wouldn't be doing it if it wasn't for you guys listening in. We'd love your feedback and a review on iTunes or Stitcher Radio. And until next time, we'll talk to you later.
Peace.